Like 5,000 likes to this video, we will upload more patriotic news. Thank you. Federal judge just gave liberals a taste of their own medicine. He blocked new California law that bans high-capacity magazines. Prepare to be astonished. A district judge simply accomplished something right. Since essentially every one of Trump's moves to ensure the nation has been obstructed by a district judge, you'd be all in all correct to accept they're all liberals. All, maybe, with the exception of this one. Since this one simply hindered another California law, a weapon control law, on the premise that it would damage the Second Amendment. There's no better news I can consider to take after the 4th of July. Via Daily Caller, a federal judge granted a preliminary injunction Thursday preventing California from enforcing its gun magazine confiscation law. U.S. District Judge Roger T. Benitez said that the law, which prohibits the possession of a magazine with a capacity exceeding 10 rounds of munitions, is likely to violate the Second Amendment rights of the plaintiffs in the suit. As a result, he ordered the state to immediately cease enforcing the law, pending further legal developments. Presently, if California's law appears to be senseless, there's justifiable reason, it is. It's an approach to gain around firearm power laws without really making the laws about guns. Be that as it may, it's an escape clause Judge Benitez spotted rapidly. In the event that it limits your entitlement to claim and work your gun, it's an infringement of the Second Amendment. The court does not lightly enforce a state statute, even on an initial basis, Benitez said in the ruling. However, just as the court is mindful that a majority of California voters approved Proposition 63 and that the government has a legitimate interest in protecting the public from gun violence, it is equally mindful that the Constitution is a shield against tyranny of majority. Given that the feds are currently being sent to Chicago to help with its crazy wrongdoing, it's difficult to trust that Californians even feel that gun control laws work. Chicago has a portion of the hardest gun control laws in the nation, and furthermore one of the most elevated amounts of gun savagery. It's straightforward math. But then, the liberal conviction continues. Furthermore, libs in the state are typically angry. Counting the Express' own Attorney General, who endeavored to outline the issue as one of the will of California voters. Be that as it may, voters, without anyone else, can't simply break the Constitution. Truth be told, that is one of the principal purposes behind the Constitution. Well done Judge Benitez, and thank you for taking honor back to district courts. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. H.T. The Daily Call. Unbelievable. You won't believe where their embezzling money led. We have discovered that Hillary had the child of a PM debilitated with an IRS audit in the event that he didn't participate by insuring her givers for a criminal investigation. Considering what we think about Hillary, that's extremely convincing. It could be trusted that we've heard the remainder of the Clintons. That they would simply blur into retirement with their evil-gotten millions or several million and allow us to sit unbothered. Not to be. They both appear to be maturing quick, yet Hillary is as harmful as ever, and likely means to contend with Barack Obama and current office holders for control of the Democratic Party. Consequently, we can expect significantly more defilement from a lady whose profession has been devoured by it. The Daily Caller reports that Hillary Clinton's Department of State aides threatened a South Asian prime minister's son with an IRS audit in an attempt to stop a Bangladesh government investigation of a close friend and donor of Clinton's. What makes this kind of wrongdoing much more terrible is that in conferring it, she spreads her corruption to different countries, and turns U.S. offices Americans should trust into instruments of debasement. Maybe one reason Mrs. Clinton shows such regard to Muslim associations is on the grounds that they pipe cash to her. It's surely not on moral grounds. A Bangladeshi government commission investigated several charges of financial mismanagement at Grameen Bank, beginning in May 2012. Muhammad Yunus, a major Clinton Foundation donor, served as managing director of the bank. Since this Yunus individual was a major benefactor to the Clinton Foundation, he delighted in unique benefits. How about we do not think little of Hillary? That may be the primary known example, yet don't wager that it was just a single. Sajib Wais Joy, son of Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and permanent U.S. resident, recalled the account of the threatened IRS audit to the DCNF. The allegations mark the first known instance in the U.S. that the Clintons' Department of State used IRS power to intimidate a close relative of a friendly nation's head of state in the name of a Clinton Foundation donor. On the off chance that Wais did, without a doubt, discover this mind-boggling, at that point he is obviously an inadequately educated person. Wake up, sir, and focus. This is Hillary Clinton. What might be mind-boggling is whether she had not made that move. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. H.T. Right Wing. Judge just released on Hillary Clinton and forces State Department to release. The entire thing is awfully offensive. We have been subjected to many years of Clinton scandals and allegations of corruption. Therefore, an extremely typical response is encountered what has been called Clinton fatigue. Its side effects incorporate musings of not again at whatever point one of them turns up on TV. These two individuals have slammed themselves down Americans' throats for so long, that for some, simply their appearance is sickening. Would they be able to both truly be such outrageous drama queens? Apparently in this way, and it would seem that we're screwed over thanks to them, mostly because of the mainstream media that for all intents and purposes fall prostrate at their feet. The entire Clinton experience could be transformed into a low-spending B-blood and guts film that would be best appeared on Friday the 13th. Acid neutralizer tablets gave a free ticket. By and by, it would appear that Hillary just made another stride nearer to getting her day in court. Keep in mind the Benghazi tragedy. A government judge has recently requested the State Department to look at email files for messages receptive to Judicial Watch's FOIA claim looking for such messages related to Benghazi. Judicial Watch is persistent in its quest for justice, and plainly Hillary and her partners are straightforwardly in this law office's sights. Judicial Watch announced that on August 8, 2017, D.C. District Court Judge Amit P. Mehta ordered the State Department to search for state.gov email accounts of Huma Abedin, Cheryl Mills and Jacob Sullivan, former aides of Hillary Clinton during her tenure as Secretary of State. The State Department is ordered to search in those accounts for records responsive to the Judicial Watch's March 4, 2015, FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, request. A separate Judicial Watch FOIA lawsuit first broke open the Clinton email scandal. Criminals should be indicted regardless of how exhausting or repetitive they may be. What's more, if Hillary ends up having submitted the offenses as charged, at that point she needs her day in court. The issue is this: would no uncertainty transform into a media bazaar like the Michael Jackson and O.J. Simpson trials? Other than observing a charged vacation criminal, at last, get justice, it's nothing to anticipate. This judge is not playing amusements, but rather is considering this issue important, which is all the more terrible news for Hillary. Judge Mehta described the Judicial Watch's Clinton Benghazi FOIA lawsuit as a far cry from a typical FOIA case. Secretary Clinton used a private email server, located in her home, to transmit and receive work-related communications during her tenure as Secretary of State. Further, if an email did not involve any state.gov user, the message would have passed through only the Secretary's private server and, therefore, would be beyond the immediate reach of the state. Because of this circumstance, for the sake of ordinary case, the state could not look solely at its own record systems to adequately respond to Judicial Watch's demand. The State Department has not, however, searched the one record system over which it has always had control, and that is almost certain to contain some responsive records, state.gov email server. If Secretary Clinton sent an email about Benghazi to Abedin, Mills or Sullivan at his or her state.gov email address, or if one of them sent an email to Secretary Clinton using his or her state.gov account, then state's server would presumably have captured and stored such an email. Therefore, the state has the obligation to search its own server for responsive records. That doesn't leave much space for question or for quibble with respect to the State Department. This judge could scarcely be all the plainer. What's more, keeping in mind that one may charge this is all the aftereffect of some conservative law office playing governmental issues, that is unmistakably not the situation. Not in any manner. What's more, anybody making such a claim is either uninformed of the realities, outright insensible, or is participating in a program of ponder confusion. Simply observe this major court ruling can finally result in more answers about the Benghazi scandal, and Hillary Clinton's involvement in it, as we approach the 5th anniversary of the attack, said Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton. It is remarkable that we had to fight both the Obama and Trump administrations to break through the State Department's Benghazi stone wall. Why are Secretary Tillerson and Attorney General Sessions wasting taxpayer dollars protecting Hillary Clinton and the Obama administration? Such a great amount of the possibility that Judicial Watch just starts prosecution against those on the left. Such a proposal is crazy. Judicial Watch asked the federal court to compel the Trump State Department to undertake a thorough search of all emails of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton regarding the terrorist attack on Benghazi, including those of Clinton's closest advisors. Judicial Watch also specifically asked the court to compel the agency to produce all records of communications between Clinton and top aide Jake Sullivan regarding the appearance of Ambassador Susan Rice on NBC's Meet the Press Sunday after the 2012 Benghazi massacre. Thinking back finished Hillary's tenure as Secretary of State, and what we learned amid that terrible period, as well as in the time resulting to it, one's contemplations are attracted to a case that was attempted in 1931 where the litigant put on an air demonstrating he thought he was too huge to be brought to justice. He supposedly sat in the litigant's seat acting presumptuous, apparently lighthearted as the case continued. At that point what was occurring occurred to him. He was not going to beat the rap, and his presumptuous state of mind turned to rage. What's more, with that, Al Capone was condemned to 11 years in federal prison. Hillary has a demeanor of arrogance and showcases a disposition that demonstrates she conceives that notwithstanding addressing inquiries of her uprightness is underneath her. Obviously, she has not been prosecuted, not to mention sentenced to anything. However, be that as it may, similar to Mr. Capone, her chance may come. The main inquiry is whether the genuine story will be superior to the unavoidable film. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. H.T. Judicial Watch, Fox. President Trump just closed 7 major government programs. Dems are furious, no one saw this coming. Trump budget plan will reduce inefficient spending and get the U.S. debt under control in a matter of 10 years. The plan incorporates cutting taxes and dispensing with those bloated government programs we despise to such an extent. Be that as it may, things being what they are, there was significantly more fat in our legislature than we knew. The organization reported that not just has the administration burned through cash on terrible projects, however, they've kept on burning through cash on programs that have lapsed. The measure of cash being discarded is essentially staggering. Via the Daily Wire, Mick Mulvaney, director of the Office of Management and Budget, announced that the Trump administration has discovered approximately $300 billion in federal spending in programs that have expired. This unauthorized spending has a real impact on balancing the budget. The Trump administration has not yet announced a complete list of programs that are unauthorized, but a quick review of the 2018 budget found 11 programs that Trump is terminating because Congress has not renewed the program for a while. Below are some of the expired programs and agencies and the amounts they spent in recent years. Department of Commerce, Economic Development Administration, $251 million. Department of Commerce, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Grants and Education, $217 million. Department of Health and Human Services, Community Services Block Grant, $714 million. Department of Homeland Security, Port Security Grants and Transit Security Assistance, approximately $218 million. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Choice Neighborhoods, $125 million, Department of Housing and Urban Development, Choice Neighborhoods. This program has spent approximately $150 billion since 1974, without any measurable impact. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Indian Community Development Block Grant, $60 million. The rundown continues endlessly. These projects have lapsed, with Congress declining to restore them. However, money was all the while streaming into them, with everybody looking the other way. Large portions of these projects have not been demonstrated to try and be successful. In any case, your cash would finance them, in any case. That is the way our administration's been working for a considerable length of time. Zero responsibility. Zero outcomes. Maybe now, with a genuine leader in the White House, this sort of bloated spending will be conveyed to an end. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. H.T. Patriot Journal. The silence is broken. Mike Huckabee drops major announcement, send Maxine Waters to. It appears that President Trump isn't the main American politician with an awesome Twitter feed. The typical generalization is this: Trump, the honest and tell it like it is president, will tweet precisely what is at the forefront of his thoughts. Liberal politicians will be incensed. Conservative legislators will grudgingly concede Trump's right. Legit men will cheer. In any case, there's never been any other individual who talks as straightforwardly on Twitter as Trump does. As of not long ago. Since Mike Huckabee is quickly making up for lost time to him. Furthermore, he just recommended we send Maxine Waters to North Korea. MSN reports, former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee targeted both Representative Maxine Waters and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in a tweet on Thursday. He appeared to refer to the poisoning of North Korean leader's half-brother Kim Jong-nam. South Korea's spy agency said in February it believes Kim Jong-un ordered the killing. So, our North Korea issues are straightforward. Simply have Kim converse with Waters, and he'll rapidly need to end it all. On the off chance that you miss the background, here it is: the present leader of North Korea requested his brother killed, so his ascent to the administration would be unchallenged. It's not an extraordinary good begin for a kid who has since invested his energy starving his own particular individuals, and beating them into accommodation. Or, then again, for a kid who may well start World War III. Maxine Waters, obviously, needs no further clarification. It's important that Maxim just go to North Korea or simply go to Iran is a quite standard response to lib government officials who overlook how great it is in the United States. Certainty is any individual who has invested energy in a genuine fascism, or a battle region, knows precisely why we should be grateful for this nation, and its leaders. It shouldn't be an unexpected that most American fighters are conservatives. They've seen what it resembles in different nations and under different leaders. Possibly Maxine will take Huckabee's piece of information, and visit a territory with a really awful initiative. At that point, she'd return, thankful for what we have here in the States. Be that as it may, I think she just likes whining more. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. H.T.M.